Hello, my name is Bob Steele. In this video we'll be talking about instructor videos and how to create them. So the objectives will be, at the end of this presentation, we will be able to set up free software to create instructional videos, explain the process of creating a video using free software, list the items needed to create videos, upload or publish software to a server in order to create a URL address of the video, upload videos to Moodle Rooms for student viewing. Okay, so we'll start off with set up a free software to create videos. So that's the first thing we want to take a look at. There's a couple free softwares out there that we could use in order to create videos. And the goal of the software, one, is to help us to create the video. Two, we need to publish that software. So most of us are familiar with like publishing it to YouTube or something like that. We can also publish it to a software such as this. The software that I happen to end up using is one called Screencast-O-Matic, and here's the URL address. So if you go to that URL address, you can see it right there. You'll come up to this page right here, and this software will give you basically free creation of the video. Basically 15 minutes, I believe, is going to be free. If you wanted to make longer videos, then you'd have to pay for it, but theoretically 15 minutes is all that we really want to create a video for in any case, because of the attention span of students. And so the other thing that it will do is that it will allow us to publish it to a Screen-O-Matic server and allow us then to give a URL address. So when we go to the Moodle Rooms, we want to just have a URL address such as this that we could just click on and then open the video to a server, and this can provide that. Now, the easiest way to start recording would just be to click this button right here, start recording. Wouldn't need an account or anything, but of course once the recording had been done recording, it would then ask you, do you want to publish it, in which case you would need to set up an account to do so. So I recommend going up here and logging in first, creating an account, and then recording the video. If you do so, if you click that button up there, then you would be coming to this screen right here. If you have an account, of course, you would just put that login account here. If you do not have an account, we could set up the account in this format. And of course, all we need is the email address and a password. The charter account email address would be fine in order to log in. Once logged in, we'd see a screen like this, similar to the screen we saw when we first came into the website. And now we could just go into this start recording button here. So all we got to do is click this start recording. We can also select this one up here. They've changed some of their recording formats a little bit, but it's pretty self-explanatory from this point on. If you just click that button, a screen will pop up that will have a little recording icon at the bottom. You do want to test the screen size in order to get rolling, but it's pretty self-explanatory to go through that process, and then you'll just click the button at the bottom, which will stop recording. That will record the screen that you are displaying. So if you want to put a PowerPoint or something such as this in there, then that would be fine to do so. Now, of course, the other element to this would be audio. So if you wanted to have audio, you will need, of course, a microphone. So a microphone could look like this, or you could have a headset microphone, something like this. In either case, we'll need to plug that into the computer. In order to do so, you may have a standard kind of headset type plug like that, or you could have a USB drive. Either one should work within most computers. The back of the computer may look something like this. If you had a USB drive, then of course you'd plug that into the USB drive port right there. If you had more of a microphone jack, headset jack, then that would go here. It's usually a red type color that would go in here. Don't confuse it with the out of the audio out section, which would be usually the green color. Okay, and then once you have that set up, then of course you can do the audio as well as the PowerPoint. If you wanted to have a camera on there, that works as well. I find that the camera kind of just takes up space if I'm just doing a PowerPoint, so I don't usually use one. But that would be plugged in the same fashion, usually with a USB drive, in order to have the camera as well. So upload or publish software to a server in order to create a URL address. So once you create the video doing that, then you'll come to a screen such as this, and it will give you some options over here on this side. And those options will be, we're trying to publish it now. Publishing meaning we're going to save it to a server, and that server will provide us access through the internet using a URL address. So in this dropdown, I'm choosing their server, the Screenomatic server, to upload it to. You could choose other servers such as YouTube and stuff like that. And the other key item is the title. So you're going to want to put a title on it so that we can then find it, of course. And then you're going to publish it. Now, it will create its own kind of URL address. The title is going to be in order for it to list within your computer when you go and search for your videos. So once you publish it, this will take a bit of time because it's going to publish it. It's going to upload it to this Screenomatic server. Once that happens, you'll get a screen like this, and it will say that it has been published, like so. You'll generally have a screen of items that have been published in the recent past, such as these. This one here is the one that we just took a look at. So that latest one will usually be at the end. The next step of this would then be to check to see that the video is running as it should, that we can hear the audio, that we have what we need on the video, and then we could do some editing to it too. I won't get into that, but there is some editing options, so you can cut out certain things or add things and effects and whatnot. And then we need to basically save the URL address and use that to upload to Moodle. So in order to do that, once this screen is open, we can double click on that and then copy the URL address, because that will basically play the video from the Screenomatic server. Or if we needed to close the screen and go back into it at a later time, we could then log back into our Screenomatic account as we did prior, and then we'd have our account up here, and we would then go to uploads. So once this screen pops up and we have logged in, we're logged in. That's why it says log out, because we're logged in. If I clicked it, then it would log out. So we're going to go to uploads over here. And once we select that, then we'll see all of our uploads that have now been uploaded to the Screenomatic server, and we can kind of search for those in different ways. And we're going to locate the one that we have by the title that we put into it. And I don't have a title, so it's called Recording 11. That's why it's important to put a title on there. And then if we clicked on that, it would then open the recording, which would look something like this. And this is what would actually be playing. If we played this, you can see it'll have a pause button. This is like the play button here. And then, of course, the important thing is the URL. So we're going to take that URL, we're going to copy that URL, we're going to put it into Moodle in such a way that then students can then click on it in Moodle and come to this page themselves and watch the video that we have created. So in order to do that, we can click up here, right click on that, copy it, then go to Moodle, like so. And first thing we got to do once we're in the Moodle page is allow for editing. So we're going to click this button in the top right hand side of our course. Once that happens, then we're going to scroll down to the week that we want to upload the video into, and we'll see these items here. Again, if these items are not there, it's probably because we don't have the editing mode open. So once the editing mode open, you'll see these like edit things on the side, and then we'll see this drop down here. And we're going to go down to the bottom and we're going to add a URL, URL being the address that we want to input in order to have students jump to the site that we have made that contains our video on Screenomatic. Once we do that, we're going to click on the URL and we'll see this screen will pop up. We're going to have to populate the required fields. Required by the asterisk here means we have to populate those fields. So we call it something. Video is a fairly generic name, but there's the video. And we have to populate down here for some reason, even though this will not be popping up generally on the face of the screen unless we click this. So I don't know why that's a required field, but it is. So if you're having an issue, make sure you put something in that field, even if it's just like a dot. And then the URL address, of course, goes here. For some reason, I didn't circle the URL. It's kind of like the most important thing right there. It goes right there. The URL address will go there. That's the one that we copied from the prior page and we put into this page. And then if you select this drop down right here, it'll give you these options in terms of how to input the video. The default is going to be this automatic. And I don't really like that one because what it does is it takes you out of Moodle and it creates the video within the same page, so that students generally then close the page in order to get back into Moodle. I generally like the pop-up, so it creates basically another screen. That can create its own problems in that if the pop-up blocker is on there, then it can, but in any case, the pop-up is the one that I usually will use, and that means when we click on the video, it'll pop up to another page that the videos will display on, and students can then go back and forth from the video to Moodle. Okay, so once that has happened, it'll show up as an icon like this, and if you click on that icon, you can test that icon. If you want to move that icon to another location, that of course would be this little item here, and you can take that and you can drag it up to the location that you would like to place it on. So that is it, and we are now able to set up free software to create instructional videos, explain the process of creating videos using free software, list the items needed to create videos, upload or publish software to a server in order to create URL address, and upload videos to Moodle Rooms for student review. Thank you.